Hello everyone, this is the introduction to the Ticket Design Project. Let's take a closer look at this Billie Eilish concert ticket. What do you notice about the color scheme? I notice that it is black, white, and shades of blue with no other colors present. What Photoshop techniques do you think might have been used to create the effect on the photo? To me, it looks like a color photo that was turned to black and white and then tinted with blue. And it looks like the saturation or the contrast was also manipulated. What do you notice about the text used for the main title? How would you describe it? I think that the text looks handwritten. It's kind of liney and has irregularities. What do you notice about the placement of the text in relationship to the composition of the photo? The photo is kind of a curved line at the bottom where the stadium is, and the top part is a really dark area. And I notice the way that the text fills up that dark area almost like a puzzle piece. The name Billie Eilish is really large, and then the text under it gets a little bit smaller and smaller, and it fills in that spot perfectly. Next, we're going to look at what information goes on a ticket. And I found this example of 4 tickets by the same artist named the Tame Impalas, and we're going to look at those in some detail. So one thing that goes on tickets is the name of the artist. And you'll notice that on these tickets, it's in different areas on each ticket, but it's always really large, the largest text that's on the ticket, because it's the most important thing. Next, the name of the concert, tour, or album. So here is the album. How is the style of the album incorporated into the design of each ticket? Here are the album covers, and some of the things that I noticed are, for this first one, a section of the sky was cut out and used for this area right here, and then those colors were pulled out and kind of put into the background, and there's this textural effect. For the next album, it's kind of this fence with the bars, and those bars are repeated by the dark lines that are on the ticket. The next one is this sphere that's in this really cool looking line, linear area that has this pink line shooting out from the sphere, which was turned into the underline of the name of the band, which really emphasizes that part. And then the last one with the room full of sand, it looks like they have manipulated the colors a little bit on that album cover and then kind of put this sand-like texture and color as the background of the entire ticket. Next is the date and time, which is in different places on each of these tickets. What do you notice about the way the date and time is placed on the ticket? I notice that in a lot of cases it's really large. Sometimes it's stacked on top of each other. For example, in the first one, it's Thursday, April 28, really big, and then 2011 smaller, and then the time. I notice that a lot of times they use all caps, and sometimes the ticket is cut into kind of little sections using lines, and the lines are kind of creating separations between important parts of information. You'll also notice that the orientation of some of the text has been rotated so that it is vertical instead of horizontal. Next is the place and the city. So here we go. On these tickets, it has a tendency tendency to be towards the top, but that's not necessarily a rule. That's just the way this ticket is designed. And what do you notice about the way the info is placed on the ticket? The size, the spacing, the orientation. I noticed that the location is usually really large compared to the other text. Sometimes it's in all caps, and sometimes the letters themselves are kind of really spaced out so that there is it's kind of long. I noticed that other information is a little bit smaller. For example, the actual address. And also it has been rotated vertically and placed at the end of the tickets. And the last section is kind of miscellaneous things. For example, the section, row, and seat. So on the red ticket at the bottom, it's section K, row 20, seat 1. On some of them, it's a standing ticket, so there is no row or seat. There are miscellaneous legal details like no refunds, no exchanges. Sometimes the price is included, and sometimes it's not. And there's also sometimes the name of the ticket holder appears on the ticket, and sometimes there's a barcode. I also wanted to show you a couple of other concert tickets, just so that you could see some other designs. So the next part of this project will be for you to choose your own musician or album and create your own concert ticket.